Right, everybody. Should we do this thing? Evening, everybody. It is me. We are here. This is. I'm bigger. Yeah, I'm bigger in real life. Yeah. Well, camera adds a few pounds. I feel like I'm holding this far too close, but it's fine. Good. Okay. Thank you so much for coming. This is mind-blowingly fantastic. And yeah, when I started the challenge, I never really thought I'd get to anywhere like this to finish off. But yeah, really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming. So we have the auction. All the auction stuff is over there. I've got everything connected to the internet. So if you want an internet access in the hotel, I don't think you're going to have it because I'm using it all. But we should have Facebook and YouTube live going at the same time. So all of you people on there that are watching it, which is probably about 3 of you, somebody probably can't hear it. I might try and do some video for them, but we have a live auction at 9:30 of 7 lots. And then we've got the silent auction, which is running all the way through the night until 10 o'clock, that finishes. So there are some bits of paper on your tables for you to put bids in. And in front of each item, there is an envelope. Put your bid in. So on the silent auction, it's what you are prepared to pay for it. We're not working up to the highest bids. It will be whatever you think you want to pay for it. And if you're the highest bid, that's what you're going to pay. I'm not expecting to be paid on the night. I'm not expecting you to pull out wads. Lovely if you could, but I'm not expecting wads of cash on the table. So if you do need to pay me afterwards, that's fine. If you want to arrange, we can arrange shipping, all that sort of thing. I'm basically basing it on trust because I've not got the capability to do credit cards or anything like that on the night. But I can take PayPal, and I know most of you and where you live, or where I can hunt you down anyway. So yes, we'll organise something if you can't pay something on the night. So don't think, oh, I've only got 10 quid in my pocket, I can't bid for anything, because you can. We'll get it sorted out afterwards. What else do I need to remember, Rebecca? What else do we need to remember?
I can do this without a microphone. Oh, over the corner, there's some whiskies that Ben has brought, and you're welcome to have a little taste of the pot.
And Claxton's as well. So Claxton's, yes, I am getting to you. Claxton's over there. So, Claxton's, Adrian, who on my phone I've actually got as Adrian Claxton because I thought that was a surname. It's not. Yeah. Just emailed me out of the blue and said, we'd love to help you out. Would you be interested in doing a bottling, special bottling for a Dram A day? And I was like, what? Seriously? Yes. So he has got a bottle which has got samples of the special A Dram A day bottling, which is an 8-year-old Ardmore that's been matured in the Lefroy cask. There are 54 bottles for sale at £49.95. You can buy it through Gauntleys, which is a whisky shop in Nottingham.
Right. Yeah. So they sell online. So
yes, they do online. So for people watching overseas, they should be able to ship to you. So limited number of bottlings, and any of the profits that are from that bottling are being split. Half are going to the Children's Heart Surgery Fund, and the other half is going to, is it the Jessica Hope Foundation, which is a charity that the Gauntleys supports, that supports children with suffering from brain tumours and cancer, I think. Yeah. I said to Chris that I would get it right, and probably haven't. But yes, so all the profits from that bottling are going to charity. So you're getting a bottle of whiskey and you help the charity, and it's a really, really good whiskey as well. I'll probably do a separate video as a review for that. But do try it, and I think you can pre-order it now.
Yes, indeed. We're hoping to be available for shipping by the end of next week.
End of next week, it should be shipped out. So yeah, amazing, absolutely fantastic stuff. So I need a couple of volunteers just to do some pouring. Well, yeah, it wasn't that exciting. So I was going to plug my iPod in, and I was going to play the music for the intro and everything, and it doesn't work. But never mind. So I'll talk about the distillery while they're pouring, and then when I'm tasting. Oh yeah, you want to know which one it is, don't you? The Bruichladdich, the big bright blue one. Now that doesn't work. There we go. I'm not sure whether people watching on the Tinterwebs are actually going to be able to see what's on there. And I've also noticed that the screen goes all wavy, so if I punch it, it looks like it's underwater. So the first one of the night, and the first of the final three, but Dram 364, is Bruichladdich Classic. And is there a what? Use your teeth if needs be. Probably should have opened them beforehand, shouldn't we? I'll keep nattering while we get it round to you, because I want to actually talk about. See, they're not going to pick that up on the cameras. This lady here, who's called Christy McFarlane, who, if you ever want an example of just amazing customer service, she is it. And I'm hoping she's watching at some point, so she knows how amazing that she was. Knowing that I was doing this, knowing that I wanted to do Bruichladdich and Lefroy and Ardbeg, I emailed the 3 distilleries and said to them, I've got X amount of people coming, it's the big bash, would you be able to, I don't know, donate some bottles or do something so that everybody can taste along with me? And Lefroy, no answer whatsoever. Ardbeg went a bit, oh, well, we only do local charities and things like that. So, okay, fine, fair enough. Could you maybe do cost price? Oh, well, we only do charities and things like that. So, okay, fine. Let's see how much we can get it at Morrison's and things like that. Christy comes back. Brilliant idea. Yeah, we'll help you out. Yeah, we'll give you some bottles. So the Bruichladdich Classic that you've got has been donated by Bruichladdich themselves. Not only that, I then went back to her and said, do you know anybody at Lefroy or Ardbeg? And you might, maybe have a word with them and see if we can do something. Oh yeah, my brother works for Lefroy. And I used to work for Ardbeg. I'll go and have a chat. So she drove that afternoon, she drove to the 2 distilleries and picked up the others. So part of your ticket money, I had to pay for the Lefroy and the Ardbeg, but let me tell you, it certainly wasn't retail price. And she packaged them all up. It was over Christmas, so the island shuts down, and then she put it all in the post, and it turned up, and I was just stunned. So I think Christy McFarlane deserves a round of applause, to be honest. I think that is above and beyond the Call of Duty. That is absolutely amazing stuff. So, I've got my book of notes here, because you probably noticed if you've been watching my videos that I don't actually know it all off the top of my head. So, bear with me. This is where I'm at. I won't do that. Right, Bruichladdich then was built in 1881 by the Harvey brothers, and they also owned 2 grain distilleries in Glasgow that was called Dundas Hill and, or probably Charlie. Dundas Hill. We've got Scotsmen in the room. They know how to pronounce things. It is Bruichladdich, isn't it? Pretty much, yeah, okay. So yeah, Dundas Hill and Yoko. And it stayed in that family until it was mothballed in 1929. I'm basically going to stand here and read the notes that I've read. Oh, I'll get to him in a minute. I've just accidentally pressed the button. So it was reopened by the owners of Ben Nevis in 1937. It changed hands a number of times. It had a bit of a checkered history. It sort of got along just about, but not done particularly well. Invergordon took it over in 1968. And through the 70s and 80s, they kind of reduced production, and it just fell by the wayside. And then Wyatt Mackay took it over, and in 1995, mothballed the distillery completely. Service the requirements, can't be bothered with it, don't need it. So in 2000, there was a consortium of 25 shareholders, which was mainly led by this guy, who's called Mark Rainier, who was quite high up in Murray David, which is an independent bottling company. So he teamed up with this guy, Jim McEwen, who was a master distiller at Bowmore Distillery. Bowmore or Bowmore? Bowmore. Oh, okay, I got it right that time. The Bowmore Distillery. So they bought it for £6 million. And that included the existing stocks that were there as well. And they did a lot of work with casks while they were working on their own stocks as well. And really, like, they were really good at marketing. They knew what they were doing because they got the experience of Beaumont, and just really like revitalised Bruichladdich as a brand, as a whiskey. Quality went through the roof. Loads of people were loving it. It was absolutely fantastic stuff. And then in 2012, Remy Cointreau came in and bought the distillery. And Mark Rainier went, no, not having that. And he walked. So he left. Jim McEwen retired in July of 2015. And that brings us up to date with Bruichladdich. Now, Bruichladdich are very big, and if you've watched any of my videos on Compass Box, I talked about transparency and about whiskey companies, some whiskey companies wanting to be as open and as honest as possible about what's in the bottle, how they've made it, what cask they've used, everything like that. And I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do this live because that's what the bottle looks like for people that are watching at home. You've seen the bottle of it because it's on your table. I'm going to try and go onto their website because you can actually, there's a code on the bottles, and you can put the code in and it'll tell you what the makeup is. Now, I'm not going to go through it all the way through, but no, is exactly how they made it. Oh, for goodness sake. A8 technology. Helps us to put the right name as well. Because their feeling, like Compass Box, is that there is far too much secrecy and people trying to make things sound more impressive than they are. Hey, this is a good place for me to sit, isn't it? It's good for an audience. So, right, let's get to this bit. I did this last night and it worked absolutely fine. There we go. Right, so if you went onto the Bruichladdich website, who's got a bottle in the hand? Somebody got a bottle, right. So, on the back of the bottle should be a 5-digit code, and it will be 2 numbers and then a slash and then 3 numbers. And 16/200. So, you put that into there, and it tells you that that particular one was bottled last year, and it's a vatting of 76 casks, 4 vintages, 2 barley types, and 5 cask types. And it will tell you how many casks of what was in it, where the barley was. More information than really anybody realistically wants. But that to them is transparency. That to them is them telling you exactly how that particular bottle was made. Which is really quite impressive, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. There's a proper whiskey geek that, actually, is there any left rather than me opening this? This is what I got given from the, is there some left in that? I'll have some of that. I got sent this by the woman that works at the Bruichladdich gift shop, tourist shop, Mary McGregor, and it's the cutest little thing ever. So this is why I don't want to open it, because it's really sweet. What? What? Is that my mum taking the mick out of me? Yes, it is, isn't it? Right. So,
It's dry whiskey.
don't tell them that. I am, but these literally that and water for the rest of the night for me. So, Bruichladdich, has everybody got some now? Yeah?
Anybody want more?
Because they could, yes, yeah, who's downed it already? Who's necking it from the bottle? Joe? Do you want a straw?
Maybe well.
So, I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible because, I'll be honest, the tasting side of it when I'm doing the videos is less interesting to me because I'm talking about what I think of it. And that's one thing I found as I've gone through doing all these videos is I went from, I don't like this is rubbish, it's a rubbish whiskey because I don't like it and therefore it's badly made. And I've kind of realised overdoing it that just because I don't like it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. Yes, there's some bad stuff, Fujikai, but the majority of it is, it's not bad, it's just not to my taste. So I've found myself becoming, okay, I don't like this, but for people that do like this type of flavour, this is why you might like it. we've got Bruichladdich, Lefroy, and Ardbeg on tonight. So the next two are very peaty indeed. And I appreciate that not everybody's into peaty whiskies. I'll tell you, oh, the legends are in. I knew I could rely on you guys to make an entrance.
We have it. Let's press the heck.
Exactly there. Oh no, out of the car park's good idea. Right, this is where the night goes downhill. We were already starting pretty low anyway. So, right, so Lefroy and Ardbeg, very, very peaty whiskey, may not be to everybody's taste. Bruichladdich is, there is some argument. The trouble I have now is that in the room, we have at least one expert on Islay that's just walked in. So I'm going to say stuff and they're just, I'm not even going to look at them because I know they're just going to be sat there going, no, it's not true. That's not true at all. So I'm not looking over there and I'm now not looking there. So I'm just going to look about that direction. So this is unpeated or very, very, very slightly peated. I'm not going to go into the phenols thing. I did that last night. It's too technical, but this is as near damn it unpeated as possible. So while I knows it, does anybody want to shout out anything that they get? Don't be shy. We're all friends here. Or not. Just sit there in silence.
Lemon.
Yes. Give me more.
Salt.
Yes. Salty lemon.
Quite spirited.
Quite spirity or white spirity?
White.
Oh, quite spirity. Yeah. Yeah. Jesus, sorry, what are you drinking? Tastes like Wilkinson's white spirit. Specifically Wilkinson's. Not B&Q. Quite spirited. Yeah, it's 46%. How much of the Whiskey Exchange selling this for, Billy?
Some money.
Some money.
I can't look it up.
Yeah, because I didn't write it down. I did look it up and then I didn't write it down. I'm going to guess. Oh, hang on. 38?
40 no, yeah, it's all 40, 45 from.
Oh, yeah, and you put odd things like 45 pence and things as well, don't you?
45 or 95, always 45.
45 or 90, 95 quid.
What's the lowest 45?
Right, okay. So, okay, around 40 quid, and I will get confirmation in a second when Billy gets connected to the internet. So we've got salty lemon, quite spirited. Yeah. So this is 46%. 50%. Which one's 46%? 50%. So that's that spiritedness. So considering it's like the, I don't know, basic version, you know, kind of a non-age statement. There's no age statement on it. It's 50%, slightly higher than you would probably expect. And that's where that spiritedness is coming from. Anybody else? I'm not going to tell you what I think you should nose it. I know. Sorry, was that? So the Whiskey Exchange are in the room and they haven't got any.
We do. We're 38.95.
So, oh, they do have some, it's just more expensive.
It's a figure on the sales point.
So how much was that a Master Roll? £38. Did I say £38?
But at the same time, a Master Roll here.
All right, children, settle down. I get enough of this at home. She started it. No, yeah. It is quite spirity on palate as well. Does anybody get the lemon and salt coming through? And something else. It's kind of slightly oily as well.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake?
Lemon cheesecake.
Oh, lemon cheesecake. Oh, yeah, because it's kind of slightly creamy. Oh, hello. Yeah. I thought you were about to heckle. And I was going to tell you to leave. Okay, good. Thank you. I like this a lot, although I think it is a little bit too spirity. But I do like that lemoniness. I don't think it's much of a quaffer as such, although you really shouldn't be quaffing whiskey. Responsible drinking in that, says the man who's drunk a dram a day for a year. But there's a really nice light death touch to this, a slightly coastal element, and herbs. Yes, definitely. It's kind of savoury, but really, really nice indeed. So, I need to finish that one off because we have things to be cracking on. Doesn't anybody have the time? Because we've gone that clock. It's been 10 to 11 for the last 3 hours. 8 o'clock, right. So, that's Dram number 364 done. Dram number 365 will be a lot more professional. Maybe. So, thanks again. Food is imminent, I believe. So what I'm going to do is we'll do the food, go get some food. I'm going to text my DJ to say how bloody hell does my iPod work so we can get some background music. And if we aim for about 20 past 8, is that okay with everybody to grab some food, get some food in there? You can have food while you're doing it, it's not a problem. You don't have to put your hand up, Joseph, it's not school. Go on then.
Where do you get theme music from?
Where do I get my theme music from? YouTube free audio music. Because I got stung. Which one was it? If you try and watch the Prince of Wales video and the Bagpiper video in Germany, you can't. Because I used, I can't remember who the band was, and I got a YouTube violation notice or something like that. So that's why I had to re-upload them. But do you really like the song? Yeah. Okay, it's called The Creek. And if I could get the iPod on, I'll put it on a loop if you really want. So yeah, so food is innocent. Is that innocent? What the hell? I only have one. Food's not in there, is it? It's coming soon to a theatre near you. So food's imminent. Anybody who's not paid, late people, particularly, I'm looking at you particularly. Rebecca by the door is taking names and cash. And I'm going to try and go around everybody. There's people here that I don't know who you are. I'm glad you're here. Oh, right. I have been introduced, right? Somebody that I've encountered on the internet, and I've been introduced to their wife as, this is Ben from the internet. That doesn't sound dodgy at all. So yes, I'm going to try and get music sorted out. Food will be, have a chat amongst yourselves, and
I would just also like to say we are pouring drams for everyone in the interim between the tasters.
Yes.
Wait for it. And obviously they're all free, but we do recommend donations.
Little donations and pop with nice.
Don't be shy.
And the same things over here on eating too.
Yeah, I've got some of my stuff from the garage. So if you don't want some decent whiskey, there's a couple of good bourbons in there. I highly recommend the Bonnie Rose. It is.
This one.
You got it.
You'll all know if you haven't watched this YouTube channel if you taste this one.
It's absolutely fantastic. I shouldn't have actually said that because my mum and dad bought me that and they're in the room. Have you watched that video yet, Mum? Because you knew it. Yeah. Because you hate me. Right, so yeah, so there's some stuff over there likewise. If you want to put a donation in the pots. And yeah, 25 past 8, let's go for it. Right. Thank you.